joining us for this Decision 2020 update. I'm Rachel McNeil.
And I'm Ryan Cody. Arizona election officials have just released their latest batch of results. And let's start with the race for president. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden remain locked in a fierce battle for our state. Biden is leading now by about 44,000 votes.
Now, that is significantly down from election night, but this race is still too close to call. This morning, we're hearing from both candidates as the ballot counting continues. Former Vice President Joe Biden is urging supporters to stay patient and calm and trust the system.
Democracy is sometimes messy. It sometimes requires a little patience as well. We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners.
Meanwhile, President Trump is making claims of voter fraud and that he thinks the winner of this election will be decided in court.
Our goal is to defend the integrity of the election. We will not allow the corruption to steal such an important election, or any election for that matter. You know, I've claimed certain states, and he's claiming states, and we can both claim the states, but ultimately I have a feeling judges are going to have to rule.
So in this latest batch that has just been dumped from Maricopa County, about 61,000 votes or so coming in from Maricopa County specifically, President Trump gains roughly 3,000 votes there on Joe Biden, which is much less than the percentage he needed to gain to keep pace with what he needs in the overall election to overtake Arizona. So let's take a look, though, at what is going on the map to 270 here. Joe Biden leads President Trump by 253 electoral votes to Trump's 214 officially. Now, if Biden does hold on to his lead in Arizona, then this race really comes down to three other states. So let's just say hypothetically, with the way things are going, Arizona stays blue here, then it would come down to Nevada, Georgia, and Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania, really the big prize in all of this. If Biden was to win any of those, he would have the 270 votes needed to become our president. Again, that's if those 11 electoral college votes from Arizona remain in his favor. If President Trump wins Arizona, things do get tricky. There are a couple paths to the presidency he would need, which starts first and foremost with winning Pennsylvania and then at least a couple other states. So let's take a look at where the other states stand. Now that you know where Arizona is at this point, Pennsylvania, and breaking earlier this morning in just the last hour and a half or so, Joe Biden now taking the lead from President Trump there. The latest ballot count shows Biden ahead by more than 5,000 votes or so in that state. That is according to NBC News, and there are still more than 115,000 votes that need counting in Pennsylvania. The race getting even closer in Georgia, and while you were sleeping overnight, Joe Biden took the lead from President Trump there by nearly 1,000 votes. About 917, give or take a few, is what his lead is there. But going into the night, probably when you fell asleep, President Trump was up by about 600 votes there in the Peach State. So things swaying by around 1,500 votes or so overnight. And finally, in Nevada, I mean, this is anybody's best guess at this point. Joe Biden is leading by about 11,000 votes, but just 84% of the ballots have been counted there, which means for some reason 16% of their ballots have still yet to be counted in Nevada. So three very close races. Hopefully we'll have a decision over the next couple days, but that whole thing with Pennsylvania is certainly something to watch, Rachel, because if Joe Biden was to win Pennsylvania, and they have not called it just yet, but he has taken the lead. If he wins Pennsylvania, that would be all he would need as long as Arizona stays the way that it is right now. So a lot still up in the air. Could be a while before we know what's actually happening.
That sounds like it. We're also tracking the race for Senate. Democrat Mark Kelly still leads against incumbent Senator Martha McSally. So the latest totals show Kelly up by more than 100,000 votes. The Associated Press declared Kelly the winner election night, but Senator McSally says that decision should wait until all the votes are counted. Prop 208, also known as Invest in Ed, has passed. According to the Associated Press, latest numbers show that the yes votes are up by about 4%. Prop 208 passing means the state's highest earners will see a 3.5% tax increase. That money will go towards Arizona's education budget. In the race for the 6th Congressional District, Republican Representative David Schweikert is leading Haral Tipernini by around 12,000 votes. You can see there with Schweikert at 52% of the vote, Tipernini at 48% this morning. Time to check in now on the race for Maricopa County Attorney. Incumbent Alistair Adele's lead is now 20,000 votes over her challenger, Julie Gunnigal. Of course, this comes as Adele continues to recover from emergency surgery. You'll remember she was hospitalized on election night for bleeding on the brain. We're told Adele is in serious but stable condition. Right now, her top deputy is currently overseeing the county attorney's office.
The other big question that's on a lot of voters' minds this morning, how much longer is it going to take to count those final votes?
Well, Team 12's Jen Wall joins us live from the Maricopa County Election Center. Jen, do you have an answer?
Yes, we have multiple answers for you guys. Good morning. A lot happening here inside of the tabulation center in Maricopa County. A lot of votes still left to be counted. And of course, the most recent results just coming down, those unofficial results at 9 a.m. So I want to bring on Erica Flores now. Can you go ahead and tell our viewers how many ballots, how many votes are left to count?
So here in Maricopa County, we have already counted about 1.9 million ballots. And so we have about 142,000 early ballots left to count, but that doesn't include the provisional ballots that we need to go through. And so those are, say, a voter went to vote in person, maybe didn't bring the proper identification, so then we have to go through those, give them the opportunity to come to our office and show us that they were registered in time to vote for this election. And then we also have about 5,000 ballots left to verify. So that's with the signature verification. If we have questions on that signature and it didn't match what we have on file, then we call the voter, we contact them, let them know so that they can come within 5 business days. So next Tuesday is the deadline for them to verify their signature with us.
A lot of important dates to remember. And just to set it up for you guys behind us here, we have adjudication going on at the Maricopa County Tabulation Center. Plus, they are counting the ballots as well as we speak. So our viewers also wanting to know any word on when these official results could be released.
So we will be releasing more results at 7 p.m. tonight. And then we plan to release more results tomorrow on Saturday. So we do have, our teams are back here. They're adjudicating ballots and then also counting ballots on this equipment, and we are counting about 6,000 to 8,000 ballots per hour on this equipment.
All right, so you guys are very busy, and then remember, Erica just said you still have that Tuesday deadline for the signature verification, and then after that, the votes have to be canvassed for that official release. All right, so what are election workers focusing on today?
So today, you can see behind me, they are counting ballots on the equipment, on our tabulation equipment. And then you also see tables where you see teams of differing political parties. So a Democrat, a Republican, working together to see the ballots, the contest that the machines couldn't easily read. So for example, the ballot where you have to fill in an oval, if a voter put an X or a check mark or a write-in candidate, the equipment can't easily read those because they only read the ovals. So then these teams, a Democrat, Republican, are working together to decide what the voters' intent was on that contest.
All right, and then again, for our viewers, I know you've told us this several times. We've also shared it on air. You guys can go online. You can watch these cameras live 24/7 if you are wondering what's going on behind us. So finally, wondering, have there been any reported issues with the vote count here in Maricopa County?
So everything is going smoothly. We do have those 24/7 cameras, as you mentioned. Those are monitoring all of these rooms, the signature verification, the processing rooms, also the tabulation rooms where the adjudicators are, and also where our teams are counting. And then we also have the political party appointed observers who are in each room also observing.
All right. Thank you, Erica. We really appreciate your time here. And remember, guys, there's going to be another unofficial results released tonight at 7 p.m. And then you just heard Erica mention again on Saturday, more results. So definitely stay with 12 News for all of the latest right there. Back to you, Ryan and Rachel.
All right, Jen, thanks. And outside the building that you just saw Jen reporting from, you can take a look right now. It's live. This is where Trump supporters are gathering once again for the third consecutive day. The group has been expressing concerns that not all the votes will be counted, even though state leaders say that there is no evidence of that. It is a growing crowd. We're told that everything out there is peaceful at this point, Rachel, but you can see clearly that there are a lot of folks out there waving flags and making their voices heard.
Yeah, we have some new information now. We've been tracking, as you know, the race for Senate. Mark Kelly is the winner in this race. According to NBC News, they are calling this race at this point. We just learned this. As you can see, Mark Kelly with 52% of the vote. Senator Martha McSally with 48%, hoping to get a second term here in office. He will officially now be the second Democratic senator here in the state of Arizona. And this one has been a very, very tight race. You remember the Associated Press called it the night of the election. We've been waiting for NBC to see if they would concur with that. And now we can tell you officially this morning, NBC is declaring Mark Kelly as the winner of this race.
So I guess that means that the newest vote dump this morning from Maricopa County was what Mark Kelly needed in order to be called here. We're looking at 94% of the precincts reporting. I believe that was up from about 87% this morning. So apparently NBC News felt like it was enough precincts reporting to go ahead and make that call for Mark Kelly to be the next senator in Arizona. And we're getting another check on the Arizona electoral count as well. And you can see this right here. This is the presidential election, and this is the update for us. 43,779 votes is what Joe Biden leads President Trump by in the state of Arizona.
Well, make sure to stay with 12 News for your complete Decision 2020 coverage. Again, we're expecting another results update around 7 tonight.
Yeah, and we will bring that to you live right here on 12news.com, the 12 News app. We certainly hope everybody has a wonderful day.